Hello and welcome back to Fatal 12. On the last episode we met a little girl called Sonya. Apparently she was very fragile while growing up, so she doesn't seem that concerned about the game, and she's just using it to travel and learn about the world. Where she apparently ran into numeral 11, I forget the name, I always forget her name. I know that she's a sailor, and I believe she's from France, and she's working with Federico. But apparently she likes Sonya because of how she acted, so... But with that though, time to learn more about Sonya. Numeral 11 was apparently full of cheer as she praised Sonya for her rebellious act. She had a condition though. Sonya wasn't allowed to be with her parents until her last day, as a means to prevent them from trying anything. So long as she did that, they were willing to both spare her parents and let her do as she pleased. Oh, come on. She just wanted to prevent you from using her face and regret as a means to get more information from her. What? You're using her face? I don't get... Her face is what I'm confused about in that sense. Oops. Sorry for shouting out of nowhere. While your voice may sound scary, I know that your words are kind. Not many would get angry for the sake of someone that they need to eliminate. Well, as long as Papa and Mama are safe, I'm okay. Besides, like I said, I wouldn't live for long regardless. Have you acknowledged your own death then? What do you mean, acknowledged? Well, do you feel like it's going to happen no matter what? Yes, I have. Even before the divine selection began. I knew I would die as soon as I found out about my condition. That might explain the sadness in her smile earlier. I'm not sure whether the doctors or her parents told her, but she's likely been informed for how long she has left multiple times. But just by looking at her, I can tell she's been raised with love. However, her inevitable death has probably been looming over her head ever since she found out. Just because she knows and she has accepted her death doesn't mean she isn't scared to face it, of course. It must have been tough for you. I bowed her head. I should have learned with Keiko that getting attached to the other participants is dangerous, and yet I can't stop myself. Sonya likely gave up on her life and chose to act like she's fine for the sake of her parents and those around her. I refuse to believe that she's truly accepted it though. Her expressions right now prove it to me. I knew what was in store for me for a long time, so I told myself that things weren't tough. But now, I'm not so sure. I don't have the means to provide her with the true salvation. I do feel for her though. No one should have to go through what she has at a young age. But I can't give my own life in exchange. I can't forget that I just met her today too. We're not even friends. And yet for some reason, I'm racking my brain for her sake. The entire time, she's been wearing a peculiar expression on her face. She likely doesn't truly understand her feelings yet. Not that I can blame her. I'm in the same boat. Leith has disappeared at some point during our chats. The lights reflect off our its empty milk bowl, casting a strong shadow. I spend the rest of the time just patting Sonya's head. I mean, I guess technically a potential allies. Good morning. She spent the night. It's time to wakey wakey. I struggle to muffle my own voice as I can hear someone else shouting into my ear. The voice belongs to none other than Sonya. She revealed last night that she had no lodging plans, so I agreed to let her stay here to avoid her having to roam the streets. I was just surprised you let me stay though. I was of the impression that I could stay at one of those so-called manga cafes with ease. Sounds to me like you've been browsing the internet too much, young lady. Besides, those aren't exactly hotels in the first place. She tilts her head inquisitively in response to my surprise. I know a lot of people do stay overnight at them, but I can't see anyone getting a good night's sleep on the chair. Not with that attitude, you can't. That, and I doubt they'd let a kid in there so late at night. Are you okay with your decision, though? She tilts her head in the opposite direction, this time with the wide and hopeful eyes. She's referring to the promise I made to her last night. I promised to give her a tour of Japan, even if it's just a brief one. She may be able to speak Japanese, but this is still a whole new culture for her. That and... it'll be a lot more fun with two people, won't it? Sister, I'm glad I came across someone as kind as you. That alone makes coming to Japan worth it. Save that for after you've made some good memories. Don't forget that we're staying within Tokyo. There's good enough meaning behind doing this during Divine Selection. So long as I survive, her memories and experiences here in Japan won't disappear. Oh, and don't forget that I've got to go to school, so we need to meet at Shinjuku Station in the evening. Understood. She smiles and raises her arm into the air as part of her enthusiastic reply. If only I'd realized then that what it was she kept hidden behind that smile. Well, the issue is, right, she has interacted with Federico and number 11. So, how do we know she's not working as a spy to get information on us, just to save herself? Therefore, you know, yeah. Good morning, Rinka. Hi, Miharu. Morini. Good morning. Yo, did you notice that I turned morning Rinny into one word? Coming to school has helped me settle down a little lately. But being reminded that I've still got a regular life despite everything does wonders on one's mental state. Oh, you gonna ignore it? I would. What kind of reaction were you expecting from me? Well, good night, my friends. It's always a touch relieving to see Mao act the way she does. Mao lets the comment fly over her head and sprawl over the desk instead. I bet she pulled an all-nighter. If that's the case, good luck waking her up before lunchtime. It's unfortunate for the teachers. It's impossible for me not to smile at a freedom of hers. No matter what happens, I've always had this. I always have this place. Yeah. Screw lunch. I'm still tired. So back to sleep I go. Well then. We may as well go up to the rooftop. Yeah. What have you been up to that makes you this tired, though? Instead of watching drama, because they're always airing the whole thing at once online. By the time it was over, there was the sun. Wait, so you didn't get any sleep at all? That's why I'm sleeping now. And she's out of the game. There's always that one friend. Miharu seems to be thinking of the same thing. So are we going to talk about the Divine Selection? When was the last time the two of us managed to get time alone like this? We make way to the rooftop after buying lunch. Miharu is eating light. As usual. I'm dumb. I thought she was photosynthesizing for some reason. Like she's some plant. Today really is one of those perfect days for sitting up here. And yet, the fact that we're the only ones doing it proves that we really are avoided by the others. To be honest, I feel like there's more of a blessing than a curse these days. I mean, true, you kind of get the place to yourself. I have to admit, I'm happy that we can still spend time together like this, even while Divine Selection is happening. She accompanies her comment with the usual charming smile of hers. As for me... Yeah, I mean, well, obviously, saving. It's a choice. Always save it a choice. But I am happy as well, because obviously you get you can have fun with your friends still. Still feel like you're human. Happy about it too, Rinka. You're probably going through the same tough times thanks to this whole situation as well, so just being able to sit here and forget about it for a while is really nice. Yeah. I really meant what I said. I know that I'll do everything I can for the sake of your smile. Your smile? Let's not get into that for the time being. Mihiro's expression as she declared her intention to give her life for mine flashes across my mind all of a sudden. I've gotten over a lot of things lately, but it's not one of them. Oh, sorry. Well, do you mind if I ask you something? Why do we not have Mihiro's cards? Because we're basically best friends. Well, no, I don't know who's our best friend out of our squad of 4, but point is, we know her name, so we should at least have that. But the fact that we don't says something. She changes the topic before preparing to bite into the sandwich. You haven't been meeting with Naomi recently, have you? It's been a pretty standard question, but her face looks deadly serious. She's gotten really good at brewing coffee now, so there's no need for me to keep coaching her. Besides, she's busy with her cultural festival preparations. Something's happening between you two, right? I haven't told Mihiro that Naomi was helping me out. That would put unnecessary pressure on both of them. How? How, if anything, like, we still haven't got the explanation of why they hate each other. And it's why I have no idea how to answer that question. Mihiro persists despite my hesitation, though. There's a stark difference between asking other participants like me for help as opposed to someone uninvolved like her. You realize how dangerous things get, and then you decide to put some distance between you, correct? That was the right call. Don't ask how I know this, but though, I just need you to understand that I'm not as dense as you when it comes to how people interact with one another. She's calling us stupid, I'm assuming, on the simple fact that because she likes us, but we haven't simply said it back. So, if that's the case, I'm taking this more negatively than she's intending it. She's trying to be helpful. It's coming across as insulting. Naomi's attitude has been very different than usual, starting with last week. You could see she looked like she had a true purpose motivating her. I guess I shouldn't have tried to hide it from you. Don't worry about it. I'm aware that you did it with me in mind. Thanks, Miharu. But you're right. I made sure that you wouldn't help me anymore. I'll handle the rest of it on my own. If you'd only ask me for help, but no. Huh? Wait. Miharu casts her eyes over the entrance, and then she speaks to me in a whisper. We're being watched. I heard a noise coming from over there just now. You sure it's not another student? Wouldn't be an issue, but what if it's not? The implication was clear. We couldn't discount the possibility another participant having made her way to the school. Keep an eye on us. I'm going to guess it's Sonya, because Sonya is curious about Japanese schools. It's me being optimistic. I'll open the door. No, let's open it together. But best off in the worst case scenario that way. She nods and we make our way to the door under the pretense that we're heading back to class. We don't hear any footsteps, so it's likely that they're still there. As it turns out, our guess was right on the money. Hooray! I was correct. Your sister, my stomach has really reached its limit yet again. On explaining this, Mihiro just directs a question at me. Oh, well, this'll take a while to explain. This is one of those rare times where I can't help but clasp my hands on top of my head in panic. If anything, it's good news. That means we have 3 people working together. What is that outfit? Rinka. Alright, sorry Rinka, but I have to point out how dumb the situation is. It's a maid cafe, and she works there, and it's what Sonya wanted to visit. It's stupid, but it's funny at the same time. Okay, I'm well aware. Wowie, so this is a maid cafe. I've heard so much about them. Stars in her eyes. Sonya wanders around the store, taking in every aspect of it. I suppose this isn't the kind of place you find in Russia. In an ideal world, I wouldn't have come here. Not to say that the maid cafes are bad in general, but I don't like standing out among a predominantly male customer base. I mean, even as a male, I probably wouldn't want to go there. It's very, very awkward by the looks of it. To be fair, just regular restaurants are too much. I mean, I'm thankful for waiters who just... They come over, ask you your drink, and for your food, come back, bring your drink, then come back later when your food's actually ready. That's my ideal restaurant. I assume cafes work the same, but it's a maid cafe. It's awkward. A cat cafe. It sounds definitely sounds ideal, but the issue is obviously people are allergic to cats. The cats are probably not going to get along with everybody, especially if they smell like dogs. Plenty of anime and manga are set in schools that seem to have led Sonya to take an interest in what they really like. Seems like she had to enroll in a correspondence school to a condition, which meant she'd never actually had a chance to go to physical school. As such, going to one was part of being able to see the world at large in her eyes. That's why she snuck into a mecha high school to watch what I was doing. I figured she would have been caught doing so, but she gave me this excuse. I trained myself in the art of the ninja, so I had no issue. Fair enough, Sonya, fair enough. She made some wacky hand gesture with her hand at the same time. Apparently, they're from an anime that had aired while I was in elementary school. Your kindness is something I should be proud of as your friend, but you're going to do more damage than you think if you finish that sentence. Miharu is obviously baffled, so I can only give her the timid response. Lunch break ended not long after we discovered Sonya, so we had to get her to lay low somewhere until school was over. On our way back, I explained that I let her stay at my place. Once Miharu mentioned that she had to go to work, the topic shifted to what Miharu's job entailed. Or entitled. I didn't read it properly, but I never do. Sonya's odd impressions about certain parts of Japan had led her to believe that maid cafes represent the country just as much as the places like Kiyomizu Temple. I apologize, not Japanese. So you're pretty much forced to take her. You don't regret your decision, do you? I don't. In that case, I can still say I'm proud of you. Sonya makes her way to our table just to wrap up our conversation. There are a number of ornaments and notes littering the store, so it's not uncommon for customers to leave their seats. However, it certainly is odd for a girl her age to be wandering around the store like this. That's why all the eyes are on us when she returns. Maids are normally in charge of the household chores, correct? Why did you become one when you're only in high school? I'm only working here part-time. Also, you won't find that kind of maid you're imagining here in Japan. Come on, no need to crush her dreams. Oh, I see. And here I was thinking you were secretly a magical girl, Miharu. More importantly, how'd you know Oh, you must have overheard Rinka using it. What's this so-called special pancake? Yuck. They've got those here. Basically, the maid draws something on it and recites a spell. I mean, that seems awkward. Definitely the quote-unquote spell is bad enough. I think if there was anything to be drawn on it, I'd literally just get the word food. It's written on it. Simple as. It's food, it's gonna be eaten. There's no need for the theatrics. A spell, how interesting. I'll have one then. The entire store gasps in horror upon hearing her request. Hold on, Rinka, the menu doesn't quite fit with my character here, so ideally, I'd be able to refuse her requests. Not that I'd blame you, right? Let's just say that those pancakes aren't particularly good in the first place. Certainly not worth the 500 yen price tag. I assume you know why they're so expensive. This is a very difficult situation to find myself in. Moreover, that this particular menu exists so to squeeze out more money of single customers. I'd rather not have you enable the manager's wicked business tactics. This is, I'm not covering my face, but my hand is definitely on my forehead. It's... So I don't get any? Unfortunately not, unless you're willing to ask someone other than me. Just then, the manager called Miharu over. I guess he noticed a little conversation. Her expression upon returning is awkwardly mixed with anger and despair. Really? Really? We're doing this? If I was Rinka, I would just be non-stop apologizing. It's one thing where, like, you know, if it's nothing big, it would be funny. But this is a public scene. She places a tray with a pancake on the table and doodles something on it using a chocolate pen. A stuffed animal, shaped to look similar like the one Sonya carries. Amazing, it looks like Pazazia. It's you. Are you going to cast a spell on it for me next? God, I need to do this in front of Rinka. Sorry, but I'm going to curse you for the rest of my life now. Miharu shoots Sonya the most evil glare I've seen from her. It's not the kind of expression you'd normally show a child. How embarrassing must it be? She's doing this in front of the girl she likes. I'm embarrassed for her. You listening, Rinka? What I'm about to do is only part of the job, okay? So I need you to forget all about this once you leave. Never. She looks ever so tense. Hearing that causes all sorts of scenarios run through my head, which leads me to feel embarrassed on her behalf before she even does it. Yep. She inhaled sharply and lifted her index finger into the air. Nummy nummy pancake for your tummy. Not even yummy, it's just nummy. She spins her index finger in the air a few times before creating the shape of a heart by cupping both hands together, which she then thrusts towards the pancake. I have finally borne witness to one of Japan's magical girls at work. Sonya is likely oblivious to the emotions Miharu's keeping tucked away behind the smile. Instead, she's tickled pink with that's gotten to witness something so rare. Meanwhile, Miharu doesn't move an inch after striking a pose. She does all this in her power not to make eye contact with me. You know, that was really cute. Well, I'll never live this one down. Don't worry, you won't have to once the divine selection kills you. I just, you know, it kills me and Sonya, you know, and then you can live with no one remembering it. That's actually not true. All the other witnesses in the cafe would remember it. If you lost though, no one would remember it except the two of us. Couldn't bring myself to look at her eyes while I muttered that either. So Miharu covered her face in shame and runs off to the back room. Why is your face all red? I feel guilty. I should have tried harder to stop her. I mean, it's technically not her fault. It's the manager's fault and Sonya's fault, technically. Even though Sonya obviously has no ill intention. Though, the manager could be talking to my hero about the fact that she was physically saying, do not buy this product, it's not worth it. Once Sonya finished her meal, I I can make sure that they get a bill right away. Speaking of the bill, Sonya pays using the credit card she has on her. It's the only reason I let her order in the first place. As we were about to leave, Miharu returns to the back rooms, or from the back rooms. She's back in a school uniform. It would seem that she's managed to get off early for the day, although I make sure not to ask why or how. Did she get fired? I want to look around Akibahara. Oh yeah, you mentioned... I'm not too familiar with Akibahara though. Then I'll join you. You're fine with her, aren't you, Rinka? She wants to hang around even though what she's just done. Ihara comes here often, so we'd be better off having her guide us. Besides, it's not like I trust you yet. I'd rather not leave you two alone. Liar. You just want to hang out with the person you like, and you're getting jealous over it. I can't call me hero, not even for a harsh tone. While I trust Sonya, I'm still aware of the risks involved being with her like this. Are you taking us then? There's lots and lots I want to see. Sonya shows little care for our concerns in that regard. She really is brimming with innocence, isn't she? Having decided what to do next, we finally leave the maid cafe. Shinjuku Station is packed due to everyone making their way home from work. The three of us take the Sobu line from Akibahara to Shinjuku, and then get off and we make our respective transfers. I don't think we spent that much time there. It was great. By the time we finished our touring in Akibahara, I'm beat. I usually only ever get off there to make a quick transfer, so I honestly had no idea what it's like. I noticed a tons of anime and electronic stores while walking around. Sonya kept stopping in front of me and going into stores that caught her interest, so it's safe to say that she pretty much dragged us wherever she wanted. Your knowledge of Japan's wonderful anime is lacking, sister. What a waste. I used to watch a fair bit when I was younger, but I didn't realize just how much there is. If there were manga, I'd know a bit more, but not as much as you two. You should learn from Miharu. Cool. I make sure to keep up with the dates, up to date thanks to my job. It's easier to please the customers when you can talk about these things with them. Does anyone actually... Well, I guess I'll never know, honestly, but does anyone actually enjoy that kind of job? Who realistically would? Because being a waiter and stuff like that, that's one thing. That's fine. But this goes the extra step. When I think about it, I barely watched any anime at all recently. I kept myself busy by helping out at the store, and my time tied up in what? And my time's tied up in it even more now that I'm in charge of it. Okay. I read my fair amount of shoujo manga. What about you? Don't you? What? I'm just having a stroke, I guess. Yeah, I've borrowed a decent amount from Mao. You may look scary, but deep down, you still like girly things. It's one of the best things about her. Hey, shouldn't you be denying that I look scary? I still don't think she looks scary, no. As we make our way back to the subway entrance, Miharu falls alongside us, which is odd for her considering she should have gotten off in the opposite direction to Akihabara to get home. When I decide to ask her why she's tagging along, she answers with a smile. It's simple, I'll be staying over at your place tonight as well. Please, no, I can't take jealousy, not after that end. Leaving you and Sophia alone is still not a bit too dangerous after all. Oh no, she's going to kill me? But tomorrow's a weekday, you know? It's Friday. Tomorrow will be... Oh yeah, because they still go to school and stuff on Saturday, don't they? I can make my way back home early in the morning. That is after I make sure Sophia doesn't take you out while you're sleeping. We can't die. Hey now, no need to say it like that. Take her out. Do we need to go somewhere else? Maybe you're a bit too young to understand the meaning behind it, but as I said before, I don't trust you. Oh, she looks sad at first, but then flips right back up the bright expression. I did get to visit a lot of fun places, thanks to that. You're taking you somewhere else tomorrow, right? In that case, I'll join, actually. I'll be staying overnight again, too, but don't worry. I'll do what I can not to sour the experience for her, alright? I'm fine with that, but what about your mother? She hesitates before nodding her head, telling her that I'll be fine. With that sorted out, we discuss where to go tomorrow as we make our way back. Miharu never appeared openly hostile towards Sonya today, but you could tell things were a bit awkward. It's the same reason she doesn't like Naomi, I think. She just doesn't. She's getting protective and jealous, and it's. I'm gonna call it. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and hopefully you can see you in the next one. With that, goodbye.